One's like, can I call my mother? I'm like, no, you can't call. You're under arrest. You can't call your mother. The other one's like bawling. And I said to my colleague,
it's a tall fucking woman.
You can say that again. Big feet and everything.
So you go into Pakistan. Take me into like day one there. You get on the ground. What are you doing?
Day
Who
one,
are you talking to?
Oh my God. Day one, I arrive at 4 o'clock in the morning from London.
It's a beautiful country though.
It is actually a beautiful country. Their food is fantastic. I gained a lot of weight there. Just
in
because,
Pakistan?
Yeah. I even, when I went back home, I even dreamt about Pakistan. I loved the place. It's rough. You have to accept the fact they're trying to kill you. And you accept the fact that you're going to catch some god-awful disease. And if you just accept it, just surrender to it, you'll actually enjoy yourself.
Huh.
Yeah.
Not on my list of places to go, but maybe I'll reconsider. That's a no. That's a don't you fucking dare.
So I arrive at 4. The driver says, I'll pick you up at 7 to take you in. I said, oh God, please let me sleep till 8, please. Pick me up at 8. So I go in at 8, go up to the chief, the deputy chief. Hi, I'm the new guy. The chief I knew actually from the farm.
Where'd you go? Like, where is this?
The American Embassy.
Okay, you're at the actual embassy. Got it.
And they sat me down. They said, okay, here's what we want you to do. We want you to come up with a standard operating procedure for taking down a terrorist safe house. I said, all right. Now, I had never done this before. In my training, I had been trained to recruit spies to steal secrets, to develop sources of information, not to kick down the door of a safe house and grab everybody and put them in flexi-cuffs. This is new to me. So I went back to my office with a legal pad. And I'm thinking, how do I take down a terrorist safe house? Well, number one, I would want it to be dark. So I wrote 0200 at the top of the paper. And I thought I would need stuff. Like I need battering rams and guns and ammunition and night vision goggles and secure communications, and, I made a long list of stuff. I went to www.galls.com, Galls.com. It's a police supply warehouse in Kentucky. And I ordered everything I needed. And I put it on my credit card.
Wait, you paid for it?
Sure. And then I just reimbursed myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That works.
All this shit came in a giant crate like a few days later, except the secure comms I got from headquarters. And I had an unlimited budget. Quite literally, it was unlimited. So I figured 9/11 is still an open criminal investigation, and as much as we might hate to do it, we got to invite the FBI to be there with us. And then, this is Pakistan, so we probably have to invite the Pakistanis since it's their country.
Yeah.
And we're busting down doors in their country. I would be upset if these Chinese gangs were roving around busting down the doors of Americans and grabbing them, right?
But the Pakistanis are not that. Their intelligence agency is historically kind of two-faced, no?
Very much so. But that's kind of the good part.
Mm.
There are 2 very distinct factions within the ISI, right? The one I dealt with were all trained at Sandhurst, the British West Point, spoke English fluently, absolutely fearless, would happily give up their lives for the mission. The other faction had long beards, walking around, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Alhamdulillah, Malik Yawmiddin ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Yeah, you don't want to deal with those guys. Those guys are going to cut your throat as soon as you turn around. So I'm going to deal with these good guys. The other guys, I'm just going to, for the time being, I'm going to pretend they don't exist.
Got it.
Right? We can work against them later.
So you have your choice.
Yeah. So I'm working just with the counterterrorism guys. So I get a tip with a little address, right? I call the Pakistanis. I go downstairs to the FBI because they're on a different floor. And I said, hey, I got a tip. We got an address. Let's hit this place 2 o'clock. We'll see how we do. 2 o'clock we go. It's two CIA, 2 FBI, 2 ISI, and then a contingent of local Islamabad police who are seconded by the ISI, just to make sure, we're all safe. So we take this battering ram that I got from Kentucky, bloop, we bust the door down, and there are these 2 kids in there. One's 18, one's 19, and they start bawling. They were from Tunisia. And we cuff them, and one's like, can I call my mother? I'm like, no, you can't call. You're under arrest. You can't call your mother. The other one's like bawling. And I said to my colleague, this is the fearsome Al-Qaeda. This is what we're so afraid of. They're fucking children. Like, maybe this is just a fluke. So we took him to the Rawalpindi jail. Just locked them up. A couple days later, I get a call from a friendly Arab intelligence officer, a brigadier general. And he says, hey, I heard you're the guy that we talked to about these. The word got around. I said, sure, let's meet for coffee. So we meet for coffee. He sort of pushes a paper across. He said, here's an address. Some bad guys in there. I said, okay, thank you. I took the paper, finished my coffee, went back to the office. I said, we have a tip. Let's bust this place down tonight. So we put the team together again, bust it down. This time it was more serious. We got a couple of members of Egyptian Islamic Jihad, which is the group that killed President Anwar Sadat.
Oh, wow.
And then merged with Al-Qaeda in 1995.
So they were still their own entity, but they're like a subsidiary kind of.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, this is different. These guys were bad guys, real bad guys. So I'm thinking, this is actually working. So every couple of nights, we would bust down the door of some house, grab 2, 3, 4 guys, whatever. Sometimes we would do 2 in a night.
You worried about waking up the neighborhood and people finding out Americans are there?
People were petrified at the thought that this is either Al-Qaeda breaking down the door or it's the Pakistanis breaking down the door, and whoever it is, I don't want any part of it.
Okay.
Yeah. And then in February of 2002, we work 7 days a week, right? And usually 14 to 16 hours a day. The weekend in Pakistan is Friday and Saturday. The weekend in the Middle East is Thursday and Friday, but Friday and Saturday in Pakistan. And Saturday was the only day I allowed myself the luxury of sleeping until 8 before I had to get up and go to the office. And now the phone rings at like 6 o'clock. I was like, damn it. Can't get any sleep in this country. So it's the chief. And he's like, something's up. You got to come in right away. So I get dressed, go into the office. Everybody's already there. But it's the chief, the deputy chief, the chief ops, then the FBI legal attaché, his deputy, and me. I go, what's up? And the chief says, we just got word that Abu Zubaida is somewhere in Pakistan. We have to catch him. I'm like, okay. I'm thinking, Abu Zubaida.
Who the fuck is that?
I know that name from somewhere. And then I remembered, thank God, I had just read an article in Time magazine, which was a thing back then, that he was the number 3 in Al-Qaeda. So I said, right, the number 3. Yeah, he's somewhere in Pakistan. Everybody turns and looks at me. And I go, guys, this country's the size of Texas. It's got 200 million people in it. What do you mean he's somewhere in Pakistan? You have to catch him. Like, seriously. You look at me, you're CT Ops. I was like, oh, fuck. Okay, I'll think of something. I came up with a couple of terrible ideas.
How so?
When I was in college, one of my summer jobs, my dad was friends with our state senator, so he got me this patronage job. I was a toll collector on the Pennsylvania Turnpike. And we knew that Abu Zubaida was moving back and forth between Lahore and Faisalabad. Well, that's a toll road. So
so you did know that.
Oh, yeah. So, but Lahore has 12 million and Faisalabad has 8 million. You can't just say, right. There, go catch him. There he is. Right. He's in New York. Go get him.
Yeah.
So that's a toll road. Well, it's a toll road like 2/3 of the way, and then it just stops, and then it's just a dirt track the rest of the way to Faisalabad.
So you wanted the Sonny Corleone?
No, no.
Okay.
I was more gentle than that.
No, all right.
I said, I was a toll collector. I know how to operate the toll machines.
Oh my God.
So let's put CIA guys in all the toll booths, and when we see him, we grab him. They're like, hey, no.
Not gonna work.
No, we're not going to do that. I remember the packs were like, 65,000 cars go through those booths every day, sir. We cannot. I was like, okay, it's just an idea. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good. Mark the PA. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're
I
good.
won't do that anymore.
No, it's fine. It's ridiculous. I got to be that careful on YouTube, but
no, they're
you
awful.
have no idea the shit that they've.
I'll rephrase it then, so
Crazy.
it won't cause you.
No. It's all good. We just bleeped it. We're good.
Okay.
We got it.
So
You tried the toll booth one. You had another bad idea
There
too.
was another one where we were vaguely able to geolocate his phone. But he would only turn it on for 15, 30 seconds at a time just to listen to the voicemails. And then back then you could take the battery out of the cell phone. So he would just take the battery out. So it would ping and we'd be like, he's in that direction. And then the ping would stop.
Because it couldn't focus on. It needed more time to focus on the spot.
And we needed hours, like to get in the car and follow the ping, and so he had to be on it for hours for us to be able to geolocate him. He was only on for at the most was 30 seconds, so we couldn't even get out of the office. So finally, I said to the chief, "I need to bring in a targeting officer." Now, a targeting officer is an analyst, but vastly different kind of analyst than what I was in the Directorate of Intelligence. An intelligence analyst is reading all source intelligence and writing articles or papers for the president, the vice president, the secretaries of state and defense, the national security advisor. A targeting analyst is taking millions of pieces of data and metadata for the specific purpose of locating a target.